mean, it's not really a good loss, but it's always things you could take away and learn from your losses. Just got to watch film and pretty much see what happened and what we didn't do right.
Kawhi, you've been so successful this year, kind of getting the ball where you want it in your spots. How did the Lakers make that more difficult for you today?
I mean, they were just pretty aggressive, throughout the whole game. I feel like I still got it where I wanted. Paul got it rolling early, and it was him, keeping us in the game, and just kept playing.
Doc mentioned the lack of ball movement today. You guys had more turnovers than assists. What kind of went wrong offensively? We really didn't play with too much pace tonight. Or this afternoon. We kind of came in the game on our heels a little bit, even though we was up. It really didn't feel like we had a good rhythm out there. And, I think that pretty much carried over into the second half.
Doc talked about how Marcus and Shamit's roles have really changed since you guys have gotten healthy. What have you seen in terms of their roles changing and how they're adjusting to it?
I think they're doing good. They just didn't knock down shots tonight. It's just one of those days. They got some good looks, just didn't go down. And, we just got to keep rolling and bounce back.
Paul George's first shot in the fourth quarter came with only 1 minute left in the quarter. Communication-wise, what do you think can be improved so that doesn't happen again?
Just try to get him in his spots. That's it. Just see if we could get him the ball in better situations. But, we got a lot of talent on the team. I think, we got Trez got fouled a couple times in the post. I was making some shots in the fourth quarter. And, we just got to have a bigger emphasis on trying to get us the ball. But, it's just because we lost, so it's a big, everybody's hyped on it. But if we won a game, then we wouldn't be talking about it.
You picked up Anthony Davis a couple of times defensively. Can you just describe your comfort level with guarding someone that much taller than you and just in general what it's like guarding Anthony Davis?
It's just pretty much what we do. We switch 1 through 4 a lot. And, I have to be ready for matchups like that. He's a great basketball player, long, can shoot the ball, got to touch. So, I just got to try to, my best to not give him a rhythm and, just contest all shots.
The first couple meetings that you guys had sort of better spirit, and then the Lakers came out this time and he was impressed with their spirit. Do you feel that when you're out there, sort of emotion-wise?
Yeah, you got to give them credit. I think they came in the game with a lot of energy. Like I said, I felt like our pace was slow tonight on the offensive end. Felt like we're in mud, just moving a little bit slow, or just timid at times. So give them credit. They came out, played a great game. They were aggressive all night.
Thank you. It felt like the first 3 or 4 minutes of this game, physically, you guys kind of dictated the terms. Something flipped. What did you kind of make of the physicality in the way of?
It was a physical game all game, man. They ran their game plan to the T of what they wanted to do, what they wanted to take us out of, and it worked for them. We had a game plan of what we tried to take away from them, and they exposed it for us. Hats off to Avery. He made us pay for, being able to blitz out like that. He stepped out and knocked out a bunch of shots tonight.
What do you make of your performance? You guys went pretty well.
He shot the ball well, man. He took 12 threes. He made half of them. We got to live with that. That's the coverage that we came in the game. We wanted to be able to blitz with whoever Lou was guarding. And at that point in time, he had Avery. And, Avery made us pay for, taking that blitz and, putting them out there, stringing them along the floor. Can't do nothing about it. Hats off to him.
Whether it's been injuries or trades or whatever, this group has not been whole or bunch. Are you still encouraged with kind of what you saw over the last 2 weeks despite what happened today?
It's a basketball game, man. Somebody had to win, somebody had to lose. You know, they won the game. There's nothing we can do about it, you know. It's up for y'all to hype up the game more than what it is. At the end of the day, it's a basketball game. Somebody got to win, somebody got to lose. And today we happen to be that team to lose. Simple as that.
Do you think when, along those lines, does that go for Houston last week, Denver, just?
Every one of them. You know, somebody has to win, somebody has to lose. Whoever carries out their game plan and what they want to do, what they want to take away from the other team is obviously, you know, majority of the time going to win the game. And that's what happened today.
What were the Lakers doing defensively that made it hard for you and Lou to establish a rhythm and pick and roll that you used to do?
Brother, I don't really know. I don't really pay attention to the stats or anything like that. You know, they switch. Simple as that. You know, it took away a lot of being able to roll and get behind. They switched everything. So, I mean, that's from what we saw. You know, I still think we got some good looks. We missed a lot of good shots. That's all it is.
Before the game, Doc said there's a sense that these two teams are going to meet at some point for you get to where. Is that how you feel like this is going to be something where?
Probably so. There's still a lot of season left. Still a lot more games to be played. You know, we'll see when the dust settles. At the end of the day, you know, two tough Western Conference teams played today. Both teams laid it out on the line, and the Lakers carried their game plan out more than what we did, and they won the game.
What's been the hardest part about facing this team?
I don't really see any hard tasks, brother. First two games we won, they won today. So, I mean, like I said, that's up for y'all to differentiate what comes out of that.
Last question.
Well, Paul, over here to your right. Sorry. What do you take from a game like this when you guys obviously had played so well the 6 games before? Do you learn almost maybe more from a game like this?
No, I mean, this was a game, you know, we felt we played well enough to win. We had some dry moments. We had guys that have been making shots for us. You know, wasn't their night shooting, and we'll live with that. We got good looks, I thought. Wasn't like, you know, our defense didn't hold up. They made some tough plays. They got two of the best players over there, two good talents over there. So they're going to make some tough shots. They made some of those down the stretch. We like where we at. We like what kind of game it turned out to be. But again, we had some moments where we were a little flat.
Paul, you were the game's leading scorer at the end, but even through 3 quarters. And what attributed to your lack of involvement in the offense in the fourth?
Just was being in attack, trying to put pressure on them. Found some seams to get all the way to the basket, and you know, I just wasn't going to settle tonight. You know, I was just going to try to put pressure on them, and I found a crack early, and you know, I just saw a window where I can continue to keep attacking. You know, I thought we got good shots. We should have just did a little bit more player movement, which would have got the ball moving around. But, you know, it's just how the game goes.
Hey, Paul, will you elaborate on the chippiness of tonight's game, the physicality? Did you feel like a playoff atmosphere almost? And how you feel you guys responded to that?
I mean, it's two of the top teams in the West. It's what you're going to get, 2 teams that know what the goal is.
Paul, before the game, Doc said that, you know, for you guys to get to where you want to go, there's a sense that you'll see the Lakers, and the same for them. Is that a challenge you think you guys embrace, just knowing that it seems like all roads are kind of pointing towards one another?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how you want me to answer this. Of course. I mean, of course, yeah. This is what you want. You want to play the best. You want to compete against the best. Good thing about it is we're both here. I don't know how else to answer that, but yeah.
Paul back here. I know you haven't had a chance to look at the film yet, but Reggie was a +4 in the 15 minutes that he did play. Doc talked about the ball not moving. Do you think that, I guess, having him in the game in those situations, especially in the half court, maybe he can like help with that in the future and get guys shots?
Yeah. You know, yeah. I'll take a little bit of that too, just alleviating pressure. They were trying to put extra pressure on Pat and just helping to alleviate some of that pressure. But yeah, I thought, I had a knack tonight of getting in the paint and taking advantage of my matchup. It's where I should have allowed or seen that and continued on with that of getting in the paint, making extra plays, and, letting the ball find the open man.
Hey, Paul, with how, right here, with how both teams both have a lot of star power and depth, what do you think it's going to come down to as far as just being on the winning end of plays if you guys meet down the line?
So answer that, or what's that question again?
Yeah, I mean, both teams have a lot of star power and depth, so when it comes down to just being on the winning end of single possessions, what do you think it will come down to with that?
The little things. I thought in a game like today, they got a lot of 50-50 balls that kind of swung their way. So those, it'll be the little things. It'll be rebounding, 50-50 balls, turnovers, and basically just, who can execute the game plan the best. And I thought today, they did that better than us. So, give them credit for how they played today.
Paul, right there. Doc said that everybody's healthy. How important is it for this team to go in down the stretch healthy?
Really important. We've been strong when we've been healthy. And the more we can be healthy, the more we'll, games like this, we'll figure it out, we'll learn from it. But we're going to need everybody. And I think that's a luxury that we had when we've been healthy. That stat of us not losing, until today speaks for itself. We're really good when we're healthy.
Paul, a couple days ago, Pat Bev was saying that he gets a lot from talking with Kawhi about just kind of keeping perspective and let, it's like step by step and, don't take shortcuts and all that. Do you get that from conversations with Kawhi or just from being around Kawhi and kind of seeing how he approaches like the length of the season and with the championship in mind? Yeah. Kawhi, he's someone that's been there and, he's two-time champion, so he understands it. But just being around him, watching him, observing him, everything's methodical and everything is well thought out. And he sees the big picture. He's not a guy that gets caught up in, what's going on at the moment. He's more so, how is it going to play out? That's kind of how he looks at things. So it's good to have someone like that where you can just observe and see how he, responds to things, see how he looks at things. Everybody's taking something from Kawhi and just his approach. He's got, the approaches Kobe had. He's got the approach the great ones have. And we can definitely take something from him.
Was there anything that the Lakers did defensively that caused the Clippers to struggle with ball movement, player movement?
Nah.
Is that something that just kind of happens sometimes where the ball gets stuck?
It's just one of those games. Again, they played well today. It's one of those games.
When you and the team are on a nice roll, you're on a nice winning streak getting toward the end of the year, and you come up against the Lakers in a big game and you don't win. How jolting? How much is it a setback? What's the feeling like after this one?
Good. I mean, it's hard to beat any team 3 times in a row in this league. Y'all know that. It just is what it is. They beat us in the 3rd game. We got another one. It doesn't set us back. They played. They were the team that, really wanted it, and they went and got it today. We got to play them one more time. But, life goes on. We're not down about it.
Let's go.
Doc, you guys were pretty physically dominant, I'd say the first 4 minutes or so, and then it seemed like that tide turned a little bit.
I agree with that. I thought the first 5 minutes of the game, and then the next, do the math, 43 minutes, that's right. I thought, was that good? I thought it was just them. I thought they were the more physical team tonight. I thought they were into their game plan more tonight. I thought they trusted each other more offensively tonight. So it's a good lesson for us. I think going into the fourth, I looked up and I think it was a 5-point game, and I felt like we should have been down 15, And then at halftime, we were up 5, and I thought we should have been up 15. It was just one of those games. But give them credit. I thought they were the more physical team tonight by far.
Guys not named Kawhi, PG, and Trez combined for, I think, 25 points with 7 guys. Were you a bit surprised to see how close you guys were at the end, considering guys struggled to shoot?
Yeah, we struggled shooting, but give them credit. I thought their defense was part of the reason. I didn't think we had a lot of ball movement today offensively. I thought our offense let us down more than our defense. We made too many defensive mistakes to recover to win a close game. Avery played phenomenal tonight. We messed up coverages at least 5 times. He had shots that he could roll and take a couple of dribbles before he shot it. I thought he was huge. I thought Rondo, that stretch, beginning of the fourth, when Kawhi was off the floor, and also the stretch in the middle of the second when LeBron was off the floor, I thought he was phenomenal for him. So there are a lot of stretches in this game.
For the first 3 quarters of the game, Paul George was best player on the court.
Yeah.
And in the fourth quarter, his only shot came, with 1 minute left. What happened?
Yeah, ball movement again. You can always tell with the shooters. But I just thought the ball stuck tonight for whatever reason. It doesn't happen very often with us, and it hasn't happened. But it did tonight. In some ways, it's probably good for us to see. You got to keep trusting everything you do offensively in each other. And I didn't think we did that well tonight. They clearly, to me, their spacing was better, and they moved the ball better, and I didn't think we did that.
LeBron was hunting that matchup with Lou in the pick and roll so many times in the fourth.
Yeah.
What was your consideration do we put Pat in here? Do we keep Lou?
Yeah, I didn't think Pat was having a great game tonight, honestly. We were down. We needed points. I thought he started it before Lou came on the floor, and then he stayed with it, which they should have. We could have trapped it. We could do a lot of things. But what we were doing wasn't right, and that puts the coach in a tough spot.
Hey, Doc, you're familiar with Avery Bradley and what he brings to the court.
Yeah.
Did any of that surprise you tonight? His toughness, his
No,
agitating?
Avery makes shots. He is. He's but defensively, no. I thought that was maybe the biggest play of the game. The rip on Pat was a big momentum shift for them. I thought it gave them confidence. And that's what Avery can do.
Montrezl Harrell played, I think, 19 straight minutes in the second half. Do you think he got tired towards the end?
He could have. I really think I could have went back with Zub. I didn't think Zub was having a great game, but I thought Zub was really physical tonight. Zub's been fantastic for us. They went small. We didn't like the Zub AD matchup, and so we kept Trez on him.
Doc, what did you see that they did with Kawhi to kind of keep him out from his normal mid-range spots and having AD on him out?
They switched a lot. Our spacing was poor. I thought our spacing and our pace, it's the slowest. We get, analytically, we'll get numbers after the game, but that had to be our slowest pace game of the year. Makes or misses. I don't know how many times. I thought I was going to tear my rotator cuff. Just trying to get guys, just get up the floor. We were always one guy less in transition, and so I thought that was part of it. With no pace, you can keep anybody off their spots.
Doc, I think coming into tonight, Marcus has shot 30% from three, and he obviously shot the ball so well.
Yeah.
The roles, what he was doing with the Knicks is completely different with what he's doing.
Completely different.
How big of an adjustment is that?
It's a big adjustment. He'll get it, but it's going to take time. I talked to him, unfortunately, before the game and told him, just be patient, it's going to happen. It's tough when you go from a place where you're touching the ball probably every possession to, every 5, and usually it's a ball swing for a shot, It's a role that he can do. I have 100% confidence in that, but it takes some getting used to, and he will.
Does that affect, you think, his defense a little bit too much?
I don't think so, but it could. Who knows? I'm not in his head. When you're not shooting the ball well, it can have an impact on you.
Sham didn't play much tonight. Is there anything you can do more to get more playing time? Is it largely dependent on his scoring?
No, it depends on if I want to play Kawhi or PG more, which I'm probably going to choose them. There's nights that Sham's going to be good for us. It's such a different role for him too. in a lot of ways, because when everybody was injured, I think Shem led our team in minutes played. And now we're healthy, right? And so now Shem's minutes has been cut drastically, and he's going through a little, he's got to get comfortable in his role again. He will again. This is why it's important now. We finally got a healthy team. Guys can get kind of adjusted to their roles, and we can grow from there. And so, like I said before the game, we have a lot of growth, and we're going to keep doing that.
Doc, they kept one of their stars on the floor at all times, which you guys decided not to match. Was that a decision just to keep them fresh for the fourth, or not to show your hand?
We don't have to. Like, our bench is good enough. Tonight it wasn't, but most nights it is. On the nights that we feel it's not, or, we could obviously do the same thing. But we trust our bench probably more. Our bench has been pretty good this year. So it's not like when we do that, we lose points usually. We usually do pretty well.
Doc, you said you thought LeBron's game was phenomenal. What specifically impressed you tonight that you saw that maybe you also haven't seen in the previous matchups?
Well, against us, he got to the basket tonight. That if you let LeBron get to the basket, he's just too good. Not just his scoring, but just the fact that he can pass the basketball. And so he got both tonight. He got to the basket, and he was able to bring guys in and make plays. That for us was on us, but it happened too much. That can't happen.
Doc, did you learn anything about your team from tonight? I mean, obviously you had the 6-game winning streak. And
yeah.
What did you learn from tonight?
Well, you always learn stuff. I mean, I don't know, but you always learn stuff. I watched the tape. I probably won't share it with you, but you always learn. You learn in wins and losses. You'd rather learn in wins. It's more enjoyable, to be honest. But no, I saw a lot of things tonight during the game. Ty's my computer, and I load him all game, every game I do it. And I felt like I was talking to Ty way too much tonight about things that we were not doing, things we should do. So, you lose when you do that.
You mentioned the ball movement. You guys had more turnovers than assists tonight. How much, aside from the poor shooting, did that hurt the offense?
Well, I just think, period, that no movement. And forget the turnovers. 13 turnovers is not a lot, right? But when you don't move the ball on top of that, you can't win that game unless you just have an extraordinary night shooting, which we're capable of. But in the long run, I know that's not how we want to play. We're never going to win that way. There's teams that play that way. We're not one of them, but we played that way tonight.
Doc, there's another early game where you guys are a little stagnant, and I mean, what what can you do with that? It's hard to.
I called my owner and I told him, you know what you should do? You should build an arena. And you know what he's doing? He's building an arena.
Right.
Having said that, I got a feeling this game would have been 12:30 anyway because it was more for ABC. But that's such an excuse. Like, I won't use that for our guys. I joke around with it. I hate them, honestly. And we do have way too many of them. But come on, not like tonight. The Lakers just played more physical. They were into it more. They executed more. I mean, they deserved the game tonight. They really did. The fact that we had chances was unbelievable to me. I really thought that they had the better spirit tonight towards the game. And honestly, in the first two, I thought we had the better spirit in it. So we'll see them again. Thanks, guys.